Hello, and welcome back to HunterTuned. Today we are actually going to be taking the the fucking Cutlass, my Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme that I picked up. It's got a big block 455 in it with a turbo 400 trans, and we actually recently just went through the rear end on the car because it had a broken ring gear. So I had a couple clips from the other day of us kind of goofing around and fixing up the rear end that I may install into this video. Alrighty, y'all. So we got the differential out of the G-body here, and we already ripped the old ring gear off, which is broken. That's why my rear end stinks. So now we are installing the new ring gear, which is pretty simple. We're just gonna push this on here. Might have to give it a couple persuasion taps. Yeah, we'll have to persuade it.
I think the rule of thumb is if your rear end can't take that much harassment. Try and pull it in.
We could probably just try to do that, yeah.
It literally tastes like bluegrass.
Oh, really?
Should grab a ratchet.
S10 diff.
Rear dip. What kind?
S10.
Is it really an S10?
Metal one.
Okay, what ring gears did you put into it? What bolt did you just snap?
I didn't snap nothing. I never narked on nobody. Well, that one's kind of started.
Remember, cross thread's a good thread.
Not on a diff.
Should we run her down?
Sure. There you go.
2 bolts will do.
Yep, that's all we need. Look at that. Remember, bass backwards threads on these.
And impact them on right away.
Impact the backward way.
In the RE verse.
Gotta put some downward pressure on these bolts to get them started,
Are
huh?
those actually reverse threaded?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at that.
Charupa.
Charupa.
Oh, they're on sale at the Taco Bell again? In the $5 box?
And you get a
Look
beef
at that.
pie.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's exactly what I get.
Click, click. Click. I think they're good. Did I get all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta hit them just right when they start to stretch.
Right when they start to strip, you back it off.
Right.
Yeah. Look at that, dude. We got a ring gear. Fucking mint. This bearing's a little messed up, but
That's fine.
Oh yeah, it's a little chewed. It's all good.
we're gonna let her bark.
Hey.
Well,
Really?
You want to grab me a rag cover?
From where?
Right behind him.
You like that?
Gross.
You like that?
Daddy.
All right, so now we are going to throw the carrier into the housing, and yeah. So this thing, when you take it apart, there's shims and bearings and races and all that stuff. So we're just gonna put it back in how we took it apart. So one side has this race and 2 shims. So we will put that on there, and then the other side has 2 more shims.
And a race.
And a race. Yep.
You know what you're doing?
And it appears they probably did shim this rear end because it has added shims.
Okay.
So we're gonna just throw it in how it was in there already.
The
And
gas tank's brand new.
Yes.
okay, so now we have the bearings, the shims, and everything. We're gonna try to slide it in as one unit, which is a bitch, and I won't be able to do it on camera probably. So just gonna try to walk all this in.
Just act like the camera's not on.
I know, right? Don't pinch my fucking fingers. Oh, There we go. It's in. Okay. So now we got the shims in there. You push the axles through.
Or you're getting caught on something.
Oh, there goes one.
You gotta like twist it and push and
Yeah. There's two.
Okay, so now the axles are installed. So you guys will see the axle shafts actually come through the center of the diff here, and then the C-clips hold them in. So
those are in the pin.
yeah, well first we're going to, before we put the C-clips and everything in, we're going to bolt down the carrier with the caps. So this side cap has an arrow on it, goes to the left, so that one goes on that side.
And when you're taking your diff apart, leave everything in the same order that you pulled it out.
Yep, exactly. So this cap came off of this side, so we're going to keep it over there. And then the other cap, which is right here, came off the other side. I don't know if I can remember what way that cap went. I think the arrow went the other way, but I don't know. Could be wrong. Maybe the arrows go the same way. Sure, whatever. It'll be alright.
Sure.
I feel like the arrows were pointing opposite of each other before, but
I feel like
it wouldn't
like
make sense.
Putting main caps on.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
You can jumble them up a little bit.
So we're gonna tighten this stuff down, and then we can check the lash with a paint marker or some paint. Maybe we have some paint here, I don't know. And now we got the rear end fixed up. We kind of just, you know, did a little rattle test. We didn't really take a mic or anything or a dial indicator and actually check the backlash or anything on the rear end, just because it is a weak rear end to start, but we just wanted to get something in the car so it wasn't, you know, broken. So now that it's fixed, it actually drives down the road and doesn't, you know, clank, bank, and rattle and jaddle and rattle and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna take it out for a cruise, go put some gas in it, because I got the car and it was bone fucking dry. So just got some gas, or just got the car out. We actually just put some new lug nuts on it as well. So when I got this car, it only had 3 lug nuts on each wheel. So I went to O'Reilly's and I picked up some lug nuts, thinking they were 7/16 20, because that's what the rear end was. But turns out this rear end is out of like an older chassis or something, because it has 7/16 20 lug nuts on the back, and it has M12 by 150 on the front. So this car should actually have M12 by 150 all around, but they must have swapped the rear end and put, you know, a different rear end in the car from an older generation or something, that, you know, they just had different size lug nuts. So that was confusing. Had to figure that out the hard way, run back and forth to the store a couple times. But now we got the car topped off with oil. Was a little bit low, about a quart. Me and the girlfriend were just out here tinkering with it, and got everything ready to go. So we're gonna take it to the gas station and hopefully go squawk some tires.
What are you doing? There's a car behind you. Oh, do you want me to turn my Tom Petty off?
Alright guys, so we just got some gas in the G-body, and we went to go take it for a rip. The rear end does make a little bit of noise after we did the new ring gear, but I don't know, it seems like it's running okay. We adjusted the carburetor a little bit, mainly just because it idled really low, but yeah.
Still a rattling away.
What, the motor? Oh, why? Because it's sitting there shaking? That's the nature of a big block.
Oh, okay.
Actually, that's the nature of any like old motor, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. This tranny, I think, doesn't really have second gear. It kind of skips second and goes right to third. So I don't know. I'll hit it from a stop here and we'll see what it does. See, it goes to third. Now we're in third. I want to actually, I feel like because it spun and the speedo fucking shot up, the tranny thought it needed to shift, so it hit second, third, and then it doesn't like downshift. It doesn't have a kickdown cable on it, so if I punch it, it's still in third. And the speedo is a little bit off, definitely. It says we're doing like 70 right now, we're probably only doing 50, 45, something like that. Do you like this car? Honest
Okay.
opinion.
It's quite comfy.
It is very comfy. Isn't that nice though?
But a big old boat.
Why don't you like a boat?
I don't know.
I like a boat. I like a boat. We'll manually shift her to second.
And there's no heat.
No, there's no heat. You're right.
Oh, there's a policeman there, so we should probably not do that.
Where?
In that building?
Oh, really? Yeah, second gear was just nothing right there. It doesn't have second. No second gear. So I was like, wow, is it spinning? But it wasn't spinning. So I don't know if the sprag is busted in the transmission or what. Like I said, it's got first and third. Imagine driving this thing off the lot when it was new. Look at the Turks.
Oh. Look at the baby Turks.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Is that Tom?
Ooh, that right hooked. Did you like that? See, they're fun when they do that. I'll try it again, see if I can hook. Maybe I won't stab it, I'll just roll into it because the old big block makes too much torque.
I don't think your neighbors appreciate you.
What?
Some of your ceiling fell on me and I thought it was a spider.
Did you show them the ceiling?
It's nasty. I'll edit that out real quick.
No, I'm leaving that in.
No. Should we show them the cows? The many sites of Wisconsin.
Alright.
Cows and corn. No, you can't do it here.
Why?
No, go.
One more little guy.
No, go.
I'm not gonna stay in it. I just
No.
wanna...
This is why your neighbors call the cops on you.
I tried hitting it in second again. No, we're not in reverse. We're in third. Second gear is neutral. First gear is drive.
Why is that so messed up? Or is that how
the
it is when
linkage.
it's a race car or
No, the linkage is just,
janky?
yeah, janky.
Like a cameraman. There's people there.
Bop, 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 bop.
It's all these hillbillies.
Look at this fine piece of Americana. Can't turn it full lock because the headers rub on the tire. That's alright. Oh, whatever. So yeah, the Cutlass is running pretty good. Only issue is the transmission doesn't have second gear. I think.
That's the only issue though.
Is it?
You can't turn it all the way to the left.
I know, I was actually saying that when you turn it all the way to the left or the right, the tire actually hits the header. So if you see down in here, it's got big long tube headers on it. Can you see or no?
Nope.
Probably not. Okay, well anyways, when you turn the thing to full lock, it rubs on the header. So it feels weird, huh? And it like binds.
It makes a noise.
Yeah, that makes noise.
And you really have to hit those brakes. Or no?
Why? Like you got a jam on them?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, this motor doesn't make a lot of vacuum because it's a big block and it has a cam and whatever, probably. But anyways, transmission, like I said, is dozy. The transmission's dozy. So we plan on, I don't know, fixing that transmission. Do you guys think it'd be a good idea to fix the transmission that's in it? Considering it's a BOP 400, which means that transmission will not bolt to an LS. If it was a Chevrolet motor with a Chevrolet bell housing, it would be fine and I would have no problems fixing that transmission. But since it's a BOP bell housing, it won't work with an LS. So I don't know if it'd be a waste of time to fix that transmission, considering everything I own usually gets an LS at some point, and I would really like to modernize that Cutlass. I would really like to put an LS in it with like a stereo, like a doubled in stereo, nice speakers, and just cruise it, because it's a nice car to drive, but it's just, I don't know. Transmission's wonky, rear end is not the greatest. And yeah, I don't know if it'd be worth it to even try to make power with this big block, because it's a 455 and they're kind of boat anchors. I mean, we could spray it and fucking blow it up probably, and then it'd be worth nothing. Whereas if I sold it kind of right now, still running and everything like that, I could probably get $1,000 for the motor and trans, which would pay for everything I need to do to put an LS in it. That's my dilemma. I would like to stick with the big block for a little while, but at this point, considering the transmission is bad, I don't know if I want to anymore. Because like I said, don't know if it's worth putting the time and money in to pull that trans in and out, get it fixed, pay the money to fix it, and then at the end of the day, still have a fucking turd of a big block. I mean, the thing's got good torque, but it doesn't really have much horsepower. You don't like the car?
It's better than the Regal, but...
I don't know how this car's better than the Regal. It makes no sense at all. But it is a G-body. I think that she just likes this one because it's, I don't know, it's comfy.
Brings out my inner gangster.
Alrighty guys, so we actually ended up spending the rest of the night working on my girlfriend's bike we picked up. We got this bike for like a couple $100. I think it was like $250 we paid for it. $300. And it had a bunch of carburetor issues, and it ended up, we took the carburetors off of it and we were working on it and figured that the jets were plugged or something, because it wouldn't rev up. I could only get like 5,000 RPM out of it before it would just spit and pop and bang, and it would just not sound right. So so my buddy actually had a pair of carburetors from like a Nighthawk or something, which is really similar, you know, carburetor setup to this Honda CM 400. I think that's what this thing is. Twin cylinder 400, twin carb, twin exhaust, bald back tire. Anyways, I pulled the jets out of this thing, and the jets on this were correct on this carburetor here, this pair of carburetors. The jets in this carburetor, there was 2 pilots on one side and 2 main jets on the other side, so it just ran like complete garbage. So we ended up taking the jets from that one and putting them in the right spots. So we were just looking through at the light with the jets, and we found that the smaller one would go in the pilot, obviously, because the pilot jet is you're kind of off idle fueling, and then the main jet's when you're wide open. So we just kind of put the correct jets in it, and it runs way better now. So still a little bit of tinkering that we're going to do on this thing, but I wanted to show you guys that I did get my drag radials mounted on my tires, or on my wheels here. I think I actually told you guys this in the last video. I got my radials mounted up. So I was going to go test these things, but I don't want to run them on the street. I will run them on the street after I run them at the track for a couple passes, because I want to see how a brand new set of tires is going to run. I don't want to have like tire wear be a traction issue or anything like that. So running them on the street is definitely going to, you know, harden the tire up and not make it work as good. So I just actually threw some street tires back on the Mustang, and I was going to go out, tune it a little bit, do an oil change and stuff like that. I want to tune the cruising a little bit more on this car and get it a little bit more streetable, because currently, like really light throttle and stuff, this thing detonates. It like backfires out of the intake and shit. I don't know if it's just got too much timing in it. It's only got like 25 or 30 degrees cruising around, but it just like light throttle, it just stumbles and stutters like crazy. So got to try to figure that out with this. And yeah, I'm gonna try to find some B16 rods. I did find an eBay seller that sells them for like 130 bucks for my Civic motor, because you guys know I need to get a shorter connecting rod because the pistons are actually sticking out of the deck right now with the GSR rods. So LS rods are still gonna be too long, and B16 rods are probably gonna be right what I need. I just don't know what I want to get for rods, and I don't really want to spend a lot of money on it and whatever. So I'm still waiting on my clutch to get here. So I actually just sent out my twin disc clutch that I got a twin disc for it, and I'm sending it out, and that's gonna be a whole nother story. But I did get a sponsorship from a place, so that's really cool. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think of the big block down in the comments, in the ship box. And we'll go from there, I guess, and see what we should do with the Oldsmobile. Maybe we'll just run it for a little while with the bad tranny. I don't know. It just doesn't really pay to race it without second gear. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think, and have a great night and better tomorrow. We'll see you later. Christine says, I didn't make that up. Where did I get it from? You don't know.
Else?
Yeah, she thinks I got it from somebody else. I've been saying I'm the OG from Have a Great Night and Better Tomorrow.